So the people that they used to send to pick me up usually treated me like a queen. And they knew everything about me, and it was just, you know, they always sent me in the best car, and, you know, and I'll cut the story short, because it takes a while and it gets better each time I tell it. Sorry, family. We just headed out of Griffith. We were going out to Hay, and to go through the Hay Plains. Have you ever been out through the Hay Plains? What's out there? Nothing, it's a hole. You can say that because nobody lives out there anymore. So,
you better tell us what Keith said.
Aboriginal people say it's a cold place, you know, it's not a good place. But so anyway, we just left Griffith behind, and it became dark, and he said to me, Fay, what are you doing out here? And I said, oh, I'm here to speak at the conference. And he said, yes, I know that, but what are you here to speak about? Which they usually know. And I said, oh, mental health. And he said, geez, do we need you out here? I tell you, great load of freaks and lunatics running around out here, complete spazoids and schizos, stab you in the back as soon as look at you. We ought to round them all up and stick them on an island and let them kill each other off like we used to with the lepers. Now, like, I've heard a lot of crap out of people's mouths, but not so much usually from one guy alone with me in the cab of his car on the way out through Hay Plains in the dark. And I was a little bit manic, hyper, I was still taking my tablets. I was thinking all these things that I'd like to say and do to him, you know. And anyway, and then he says to me, Fay, what are you? Are you a doctor? And I said, no, Keith, I'm not. And he said, oh, psychiatrist, as if psychiatrists aren't doctors, but we do wonder. No, Keith, not a psychiatrist. Psych nurse? No, Keith. Then what are you? And I said, Keith, I'm the nutter. And he freaked out, you know. Anyway, we're driving along. We got talking about farm stuff because I grew up on a farm. And then he eventually said, Fay, I don't understand. I mean, just how sick are you? Because you seem quite normal to me. And I explained to him things, you know, and I said, but we're all different, you know. People think that everybody with schizophrenia is like each other, and we're not. And everybody with postnatal depression isn't alike. And I've got bipolar, and I'm not like anyone else that's got bipolar. You know, we're all different. And I said, like, for me, I'm unique in the way that if you say the word kangaroo, and I knew he'd say it. And he went, kangaroo? And I went, Keith, it's Beelzebub, Keith, take me to Adelaide. And he pulled the car up and he jumped out and he ran across the road, got himself caught up in the barbed wire fence, you know. He expected to die out there that night, and I don't like to let anyone down.
You know what, I think we're going to leave Keith.